Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel, the number one place for people who love design, art and everything creative. You are watching Dantier and Balog's channel. My name is Laszlo and I do graphic design and illustration. This video, as you can see, is a little bit different to my usually quite fast-paced tutorial kind of content. For a while now I wanted to try something different within our design channel. I've been contemplating slowing down a little bit, so this is exactly what I want to do with this draw with me, illustrate with me type of video. So I'm probably gonna go off script here quite a lot, not gonna talk through the whole thing, as I really just want you to focus on the artwork, chill out, relax, and enjoy drawing on a rainy day as much as I do. Let me tell you about the illustration I'm working on here. This is basically an experiment. Jacqueline and I have been having lots of new ideas in regards to where to take the DMB branding next in the visual sense. I talk a lot about branding on this channel and we do have a certain look and feel to what we are doing as a design studio already. We have our logos, colors, templates and all that. But the brand design still feels a little static, a little by the book, and it lacks something that we thought we could patch up by using the power of illustration. A couple months ago we came up with this new tagline, "Join the creative crew." If you have seen my last video, you know I have built a little motion graphic with this phrase as well, and the idea there was to start building assets which reinforces a sense of community on our channel. Imagine the DMB subscribers are part of a crew. We are the captains, this channel is the ship, and we just, I don't know, set sail to all sorts of creative and design-based adventures. Sounds a bit corny, I admit, but there is something romantic and cool about this sense of storytelling within a brand, which I really believe could elevate DMB to its next phase, if you like. Few people know this, but Jacqueline and me, we have met in a little seaside town on the south coast of England. In fact, I clearly remember we started talking about the Dantier and Balog brand, sitting in a little cafe by the sea, drinking lattes while scribbling logos in true millennial fashion, hence this nautical sea life direction. We never wanted to rely on this marine style too heavily. We are not a seafood restaurant after all, but we thought a ship whale here or a Sailor Jerry inspired tattoo style illustration there should still fit into place if we do it tastefully. So I'm basically drawing a badass version of Jacqueline here in a vintage retro character design like manner, hopefully resembling sailor tattoos by the end. If it goes well, this could be a piece of merch design going on to branded products later, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't even like this first sketch that much, to be honest. It looks alright, the simple tattoo design style works, but it doesn't look interesting enough for me, and maybe more importantly, it doesn't look like Jacqueline, so I started a new drawing. This time I want to create a more dynamic drawing, something that doesn't look perfectly posed and feels more like a random action shot of a cool boxer girl who is about to do some serious ass kicking. The original plan was to draw her as a mermaid, and me as one of these retro, mustachy old boxer fellas, but then we thought that's such a cliché, wouldn't it be more interesting if she was the boxer and I was the mermaid? Merman, merperson instead. But yeah, one at a time guys, Mer Laszlo has to wait for another day. Once I'm happy with my sketch, I put it into Illustrator to do the line work digitally. I made my own brush out of an elongated but slightly wonky ellipsis, just to smuggle a sense of imperfection into the design. I wanna use more or less the same line weight in the drawing, just like you would see on those old school Sailor Jerry pin-up illustrations. Of course, to get back to the sea, we need some sailor tattoos. I want these tattoos to have actual meaning, so as of now I only came up with 4. First of all, the ship wheel from our motion graphic, signifying the creative crew. Then I added a dodo skull representing Jacqueline's Mauritian heritage. A little swallow, which in the olden days used to mean that you have crossed 5,000 nautical miles at sea, or in our case 5,000 subscribers on this channel. And of course a drawing compass, because she's an interior architect. Once I'm happy with the line work, I move into Photoshop to do the shading. This is where things get complicated, as this pin-up style looks quite nice when it's colored in, but the DMB branding is grey and white. Not to mention, I believe the best tattoos tend to be the ones which are not big on color, so I'm keeping everything grey here, and I just add shading and texture here and there with all these different brushes. I never really play around with any of these rough, charcoal-like brushes anymore, and I definitely don't use the dissolving tool in Photoshop enough. So I went ahead and did just those things. This drawing needs to have a sense of immediacy, a sense of imperfection, making design decisions on the spot, you know, to resemble the risky, edgy life at sea, being an all inked up sailor or pirate and all that, you know what I mean. I do think this could use some color after all, to be honest, and I will probably go back eventually and make a colorful version, but I think getting to this stage is enough for today. Guys, as I said, all of this was an experiment, both in the sense of the design and this video in general. So if you think this was a cool format and you enjoyed watching, let me know and I'll make more of this kind of stuff. To make sure you're not missing out on any of that, join our creative crew if you haven't already done so. I'm all about graphic design and illustration, while Jacqueline's content is focusing on interior design and architecture, insights and tutorials, so if that's your thing, follow along. Leave a like to help us reach more people with this channel, and I'll hope to see you this time next week with something else. Take it easy, guys.